Hey everybody, this is Drew from Clean Cheap Shots. Eddy from Eddy's Cardboard Chaos has asked us to share a human interest story. In episode 7 on my channel, I featured 5 players from the 1953 set, a story about the men that graced that set. Sam Jones is card number 6. I wanted to expand on that story and tell you a little bit more about Sam Jones and Johnny Bushman, whose lives intertwine in a very humanitarian way. Samuel Jones was born Daniel Poor Franklin in Stewartsville, Ohio on December 14, 1925. Sam never knew his father and would eventually take his mother's maiden name after they moved in with his mother's father, his grandfather, Charles Jones. The family moved to a coal mining town, Monaga, West Virginia, sometime in the 1930s. It was there that one day Charles Jones would fall victim to a mining accident and become a paraplegic. The famed sports writer Dick Schaap made mention of the event in a 1960 issue of Sports Magazine. Sam Jones was not only a great baseball player, but he was a state champion marble shooter. At age 12, he won the West Virginia Championship in 1937, winning $50 and a new bicycle. Sam Jones joined the United States Army Air Corps around 1943, and it was there that he played baseball, for the most part, for the first time. Jones began his major league career with the Cleveland Indians in 1951. On May 3, 1952, 39-year-old rookie Quincy Troop, a Negro League veteran, was behind the plate as Jones took the mound. Together they formed the first black battery in American League history. On May 12, 1955, Sam Jones no-hit the Pittsburgh Pirates 4-0 at Wrigley Field, becoming the first African American in Major League history to pitch a no-hitter. Jones would walk Gene Freese, Preston Ward, and Tom Safell to begin the 9th inning. In high drama fashion, he would leave the bases loaded by striking out Dick Groat, Roberto Clemente, and Frank Thomas in succession. His last outing in 1959 was on September 26th. Jones no-hit the Cardinals through 7 innings, but in the top of the 8th inning, menacing funnel clouds danced over Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Torrential rain and 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts struck the ballpark. The game was halted, and it went into the books as a no-hitter for Jones. The achievement was retroactively canceled in 1991 when Major Leaguers' rule makers decreed that a pitcher had to hurl at least 9 innings to get credit for a no-hitter. So for 32 years, he was the proud owner of 2 no-hitters. Sam Jones made a special friend during the 1959 season. 11-year-old Johnny Bushman and his family moved as part of the American Indian urban relocation effort. The United States government established such programs hoping to assimilate Native Americans by moving them from rural reservations to cities with promises of money, vocational assistance, and better employment opportunities. These promises were often empty ones. Little Johnny faithfully attended all the Giants games, though he didn't always have the 90 cents to get a bleacher seat. The pitcher had noticed the boy, who wore leg braces as a result of polio, on the fringes of the crowd of kids who would gather around Willie Mays. Little Johnny couldn't break through the crowd to get to the great Willie Mays. In his quiet way, Sam Jones made sure that Johnny got tickets and even admitted him to the clubhouse afterwards. "He gave me the ball from his 20th win that year," Bushman once said in an interview. You have to wonder if either Jones or little Johnny understood the significance of that ball. Sam Jones became the second of the 12 black aces behind Don Newcomb, the second black pitcher to win 20 games in a season. Shortly after giving the boy his 21-game ball, Sam found that his young friend Johnny Bushman was in San Francisco's Shriners Hospital after a leg operation. So he went often to see him and the other children on the ward, staying to play pool, sign autographs, and give away caps. Sad Sam, as he was nicknamed, or Toothpick Sam, was a father of 2 boys himself, and once said of little Johnny, "He's a nice, well-mannered kid. I just like him." These hospital visits would have a poignant echo 11 years later. Sam Jones played in 1962 as cancer invaded his body. In February, during spring training, a baseball writer recounted later, Jones was plagued with an unusually stiff neck. While massaging the neck one day, trainer Jack Hommel noticed 2 enlarged nodes near the base of the right side. Hommel insisted Jones see a doctor, and the doctor immediately insisted on an operation. After the March 1st procedure, the initial indication on the knotty tissues was benign, but additional tests showed a low-grade malignancy. Sam underwent cobalt treatments until September, and he went into remission. Radiation treatment was draining, yet Jones still pitched in 30 games, went 2-4 with a 3.65 ERA, making 6 spot starts. Even more so, he went 11 innings in a tough loss to Cleveland on June 26th. An earlier highlight came on April 26th when he hit his only homer in the majors off Dave Wickersham of Kansas City. Sam missed most of September after hurting his leg in a car accident. He was at home in Monaga for an off day after a series in Baltimore. He got the sense as the season wound down that the Tigers would release him. They did so on September 28th with 2 games left to play. On July 16, 1965, Jones was honored by the Central Ohio Home Plate Club for his relief work. However, he was in Fairmont General Hospital when he received his award that October. He suffered badly broken ribs and lacerations in a car accident on September 16th. On a bridge in New Martinsville, West Virginia, about an hour from home, Sam failed to yield the right-of-way. His new Cadillac bounced off the rails and rammed into the rear wheels of a semi-tractor trailer loaded with 30,000 pounds of plate glass. Also in the car was his wife, sister-in-law, and a niece. After staying in the hospital for several weeks, he suffered complications. The steering wheel had caused internal injuries, and he had to return for surgery. Nonetheless, Jones remained effective with minor league team Columbus in 1966, going 7-3 with a 2.95 ERA. He would continue to play in the minors, with the 1967 season being his last. 1964 had been his last season in the big leagues. The cancer that had gone into remission returned and spread. He entered West Virginia University Hospital in Morgantown on June 1st, 1971, and was there off and on for treatment over the next 5 months. By now, Johnny Bushman was a 23-year-old college student. In October, while in San Francisco, Johnny heard announcer Sandy Koufax broadcast that his old friend and hero was gravely ill while watching a Giants game. Remembering all the times that Sam Jones had visited him in the hospital, he dropped everything to fly to West Virginia that night. Johnny Bushman once said, "Sam had done so much for me when I was a boy that in whatever small way I could, I wanted to repay him." It was an emotional reunion for the two men in Sam Jones's hospital room. Johnny planned to stay with the Jones family and was there when the end finally came on November 5th. "I brought back the ball he had given me from his 20th win in 1959, Johnny Bushman reported. But after Sam passed, then Mary, Sam's wife, gave it back to me again." Sam Jones died from lung and neck cancer, first diagnosed in 1962 in Morgantown, West Virginia, on November 5, 1971, at the young age of 45, just 4 years after he hung up his spikes. Inspired by Sam Jones's kindness, Johnny Bushman would go on to earn a law degree, where he would fight for the rights and autonomy of Native Americans across the United States. Johnny Bushman served as chief counsel to the United States Senate Committee on Indian Affairs in the 1990s. Like his hero, Johnny would die of lung cancer in 2019. I have to wonder if we all could learn something from this unlikely friendship. Simple acts of kindness could have an impactful impression on someone. That gift could be returned tenfold when one least expects it. John Bushman overcame poverty on the reservation, polio, and the braces that restricted his movement, the many operations, and was a boy overlooked, but not by Sam Jones, to become a man who fought for a group of people that were often overlooked themselves. Sam Jones overcame a broken family, family loss, racism, poverty, 2 car accidents, cancer, and never once complained, according to many accounts, before a second bout with cancer would take his life, but not before inspiring and making a friend of an 11-year-old boy. Eddy, thank you for giving me the opportunity to retell this story.